Hi everyone, and as you can tell from the title, this is a review on the Revlon Cream Shadows, the Illuminance range. This was actually a request by smileycitrus. I'll put a link below to her channel, so if you want to check her out, definitely do. But yeah, I only have three in this particular range, the three of the quads or palettes. I have the 710 Not Just Nudes, which I've mentioned before, the 712 Electric Pop, and the 701 Wild Orchids. These will be two of my favourites, mainly because they're most versatile, but I'll go through each one. And what I'll do, because I'll try to keep the swatches to a minimum, mainly because my webcam isn't that great, I'll put photos at the end, and anything else you want to see in more detail I can put on my blog if you so wish. Just let me know. Okay, the first one I'll do is the 710 Not Just Nudes. I've had this one the longest. I'll just open it up. It's got the four colours. I'll show it like that. So you've got a nice deep browny shimmery colour. This is fairly matte, this colour. It's a medium brown. You get this nice champagne colour here, which is shimmery. And this, you can use this as a highlight colour. It's a nice creamy colour, nice light neutral colour. Again, it is a fairly neutral quad anyway. This one does have a little tiny bit of, it's like a pearly sort of finish to it, but most of all it does come off relatively matte. It has a little bit more creamy consistency than them, slightly thicker. It's almost like, it reminds me of a concealer almost. But just going through these, I do like this because I can use it, it comes off fairly matte. I can use it as a highlight on my brow, I can use it as a highlight on my cheek, I can use it around my nose for example. This one also is relatively matte, so you can use this as a contour cream if you want to have a contour cream, maybe if you've got liquid foundations or a mousse foundation on. Again, it's a little bit pinky for me, pinky undertone for me, but you can use it, you can blend it out. So again, they're all fairly easy to blend, all the creams. And then these two are relatively shimmery. Now I do find overall with all of the three that I have, that the creaminess to them are relatively the same. Some are a little bit more thicker than others. I find the ones that don't have as much shimmer as some of the other ones are probably a little bit thicker in consistency, but overall they are relatively easy to sort of blend. Most of them though do sheer out. So basically something like this brighter one, the 712 Electric Pop one, although you can basically dip your brush or dip your finger, however you want to apply it, as long as it's a clean application medium, whatever you're using, when you apply it, if you don't apply it really thickly, you don't get that colour payoff, and that's basically with the neutrals anyway. So really sort of have to work, if I want that payoff that's in the pan obviously, I have to either layer it relatively thickly, which doesn't really pay off with some of the cream shadows anyway, but I either have to use something like a shade stick, something in like a white or a cream or something if I want that colour, or just a nice base, something like a paint pot, to get that sort of colour payoff or the pigmentation. So they're really not as pigmented as a lot of other, I suppose, cream shades out there that I've tried, but they are a really nice consistency. Some of them though find that when I go to sort of blend them out, that they actually blend into the other colours that I have on there, and I end up creating new colours. So that's a good and a bad thing. It's good because I can literally interchange the colours in these palettes. So a nice clean service, again, I'll mix them. I've mixed some of the greens with the blues, with the plums and the neutrals, and I've ended up creating new colours, which again is a great bonus. On the other hand though, if I'm trying to blend some of the creams with the other creams that I've already got on there to get that nice sort of natural blended or shaded sort of look, as I said, I'll create new colours and it doesn't quite blend in as well, and I end up shearing out some of the colours. I also get a little bit of a fallout from some of the shimmery ones, something like the white in here, or the frosty colour is very shimmery and I get a little bit of a fallout. But again, if I set it over the top with a translucent setting powder or my face spray, or something like even just a neutral shadow, I prefer MAC's Orb shadow. Nice neutral colour. It is a sateen, but it sets it quite nicely and I don't get as much fallout. Of course, if you just want to use a primer, I love using it with my primers. I find that if I don't use a primer with these, if I'm not using a base, that they do tend to crease relatively quickly. Again, because they are quite a slick finish. They're not like something like a smudge pot, say my Stila smudge pots, where they're quite thick and they give a nice high pigmentation payoff. These go on really creamy, and they basically stay quite creamy, almost slick on the eyelids if you don't sort of use some sort of primer or a setting powder. But that's just personally for me, because I do have relatively oily lids. Again, if you have relatively dry sort of skin, you might not find that. But yeah, those three there. The next one I'll mention is the 701 Wild Orchids, and I do really like this one. Beautiful purpley plums. So again, I'll put the swatches at the end, or the pictures. Nice purpley berry one there. Get a nice lilac and lavender colour here. And then this is, what would you call this? It's more like a pinky purple down here. All of these in here are shimmery. These, I find the lighter colours actually have a more shimmery sort of payoff, mainly because once I start to blend them or apply them, if I'm applying them very thinly, I really just get a slight hint of colour, and it's just mostly the glitter that you actually see rather than the colour. But I do like using this in the inner corner, so I reverse the light and the dark. I actually have the darker in the inner, and this nice purple, or either purple on the outer, and it just gives a really nice sort of gradation. And then this I might sort of use around my sort of eye as a highlight, just depending what you want. And again, of course, you can even use these over the top of, say, powder, like your dark eyeshadows that you want, or like a white eyeshadow or a black eyeshadow or something. If you just want a nice pop of shimmer or brightness over the top of it, so you can do that as well. And last but not least is the 712 Electric Pop. This is a little bit different. I wondered why. I hadn't even noticed in the shops when I was playing with it. It hadn't even sort of occurred to me. But I thought it did look different on the outside, like a real raised colour. It's because this actually has a mirror in it. The other two don't. I'm not sure about the other ones that you can get, if they do or don't come with mirrors, or if there's a slight difference in it. But I mean, I got this on special anyway. I always try and get things when they're on special. But this, you get the little clear plastic over the black, and a little mirror at the bottom rather than the actual case. Let me just show you again. I can open it like that. So I'll try not to blind you, but you get this really nice navy colour. It's, for the most part, doesn't have much shimmer in it. It's a really nice colour. I tried to use this as an eyeliner gel. I just thought I'd try it out, but I did find it sort of smeared around a little bit too much for me. But now I just use it sort of as a darker colour. This is a beautiful apple green or limey green colour, really nice. A nice white frosty colour you can use as obviously a highlight. And then you got this really pretty, actually blue. Probably doesn't come up, probably looks a little bit purple on camera, but it's a really pretty shimmery blue. I will actually swatch these. Again, that's the green. If you want that sort of payoff, you probably won't get that on the lid once you start to sort of apply it out, so you probably have to apply it a little bit thicker, or use the base like I said. And then that's a really pretty blue. Again, that's just one little swipe, but really you only want to apply these relatively thinly in anyway. And that's the sort of colours there. That's that navy, that's that brown matte colour from the Not Just Nudes. That's that nice lime green, and that's that really pretty blue colour. But yeah, they're really nice to work with, very creamy, obviously being cream shadows. But they, like I said, they do come off a little bit slick, almost greasy feeling on the lids. So I do like, as I said, set them with a bit of a powder. But overall, they don't seem to last on the lids, even with a base or a primer, as much as some of my powders do. Although it is great that you can create new colours from mixing all of these together, which is a fantastic bonus. On the same time, if I am trying to sort of blend them like I would, say, my powders, I do find that, of course, I can't get that sharp sort of, or that sort of faded graduation as sort of nice as I can with powder shadows, mainly because I am creating new colours as I'm sort of blending them in. And also once I blend them more, they come out so sheer that sometimes I just get just a touch of colour and most of the sparkle in some of the shimmery ones. But overall, they're great. I literally just apply one or two from each one if I'm in a rush, just to give a pop of colour, say if I'm on my way to work. So the Orchids one or the Not Just Nudes one are great for sort of work, nice neutral looks that you can just apply really quickly, just a swipe of colour over the lid, and I'm good to go. And you just get that nice little hint shimmer on the lid, so these are quite good. This I'll probably save more for going out, but again, because it shears out so well, if you don't want to put a base on the bottom, you can sort of shear it out quite nicely for work, Again, obviously this would probably be great for summer, but it is winter in Australia. But again, it's still a nice one because you've got these nice dark colours and just nice to have a proper colour for winter. So I hope you enjoyed, guys. Thanks for watching, and any feedback on these items, let me know.